Now, why Live Life Fast by Roddy Ricch failed. At this point, I'm pretty sure you already know that Roddy Ricch ended up dropping an album about 2 weeks ago, which ended up not doing so well. In this video, I want to talk about why the album Live Life Fast failed, and I also want to have a little discussion about the state of his career at the moment. Obviously, I got a thing or two to say about this topic, so with that being said, let's talk about it. Now, Roddy Ricch. We've all been sitting here patiently waiting for Roddy to make a comeback for a little while now. Please excuse me for being antisocial, which was the album before this one, dropped on December 6th. 2019. Ever since then, especially considering the amount of success Roddy received as a result of the box, he's for sure leveled up in the industry. Please excuse me, elevated and propelled his movement to the top like crazy. The amount of accomplishments he's got under his belt in the last 2 years, it's crazy, and it's definitely one for the books. On the 17th of December, Roddy Ricch finally dropped his second album, Live Life Fast. This release right here was most definitely very anticipated. People have been waiting for that next release from Roddy, and there's been a lot of excitement leading up to it. Mainly because Roddy set the bar so high with Please Excuse Me. That was a sensational project with 0 skips. I wanted to give my take on Live Life Fast though. I know a lot of people have been waiting for my perspective on it. I wanted to give my raw and honest opinion on the album, and I also wanted to talk about where I think this album puts Roddy in the industry at this point in time. Career-wise, what exactly does this album do for him or not do for him? If you follow your boy on the Twitter app, then what I have to say about the album won't come as a surprise to you. I am not a big fan of this album at all. Honestly, I've kind of been in denial since the project dropped because I still can't believe this was it. I left this project not really even wanting to go back to it, which is the crazy part. I never thought in a million years that would happen with any Roddy Ricch album, especially so soon. Live Life Fast is not what I imagine when I think about a Roddy Ricch project though. In comparison to something like Please Excuse Me, which is a damn near 9 out of 10, Live Life Fast doesn't even sound close to as polished as Antisocial. When I think about Roddy Ricch and how high the ceiling of his potential really is, Live Life Fast does not match up to that at all. A couple things I'm referring to as an example, the actual lyrical content. What was Roddy really even talking about on this project? Not a lot. One reason why Roddy Ricch has been so successful is because he's one of those young rappers who managed to make passion-filled, heartfelt music that sounds great. Roddy makes some lit-ass music, but there's always been a lot of emotion behind that music as well. All Live Life Fast, all that emotion, hunger, passion, it was non-existent. I think this project moved so much away from the Roddy Ricch we've known. That's why a lot of people have made remarks like, this doesn't even sound like Roddy, what happened? Now that's a very good question because I've been scratching my head since this project dropped, asking myself, what the fuck happened? What went wrong? Let's go over a couple tracks from the project, starting with Thailand. This is actually my favorite song from the project. I like this one. Very high energy. Reminds me a little bit of NASCAR from Feed the Streets too for some reason. The instrumental on this one complements Roddy's voice perfectly. He alters his vocal tone throughout the song, which adds a lot of novelty from start to finish. Again, I like this song. I thought it was great, but sadly, this is the best song on the album if you ask me. I think it outshines every single record on here with maybe one exception, and that one exception being 25 Million. 25 Million has that classic Roddy Ricch flow all over it. Super melodic, a lot of braggadocious bars, some of them being about his come up. This record actually does sound like an outro to this particular album, so it does make sense why it's the closing track for it. One thing I've noticed about this album is the songs that I enjoyed the most are the ones with a feature. I don't necessarily think they're the best records, but just on an enjoyment level, I had a really good time listening to them. One example is that song with Takeoff titled Pay My Dues, or that record with Lil Baby titled Move to Miami. I like that one. Well, last but not least, the one with Fabio Foreign titled Murder One. I'm not sure how this project will sound without all those features. Honestly, the thing that's pulling me to this album are the features. I enjoyed pretty much all of them, even more than Roddy's own contribution on his own project, which says a lot. Live Life Fast honestly sounds like it was made in a week or two. Everything from the actual lyrical content to the hooks to Roddy's flow and delivery. I honestly feel like Roddy Ricch sold himself short with this project. If this is the album he's been working on for the last 2 years since Antisocial dropped, it's very concerning. This album was supposed to have a no skip policy like Roddy said on that Instagram story from a couple of weeks ago, but the whole time when I was listening to it, I wanted to skip 90% of the album. For how high Roddy Ricch set the bar with Please Excuse Me, this sounds like a very low effort project in comparison to that. I think Feed the Streets 1 even blows Live Life Fast out of the water. The one thing that concerns me is if this is the direction Roddy's going in, then what's his next album gonna sound like? Clearly Roddy Ricch has been paying attention to the feedback the album has been getting. He put up this tweet a couple days ago saying, "Feed the Streets 3 coming 2022, you niggas playing with my top." So obviously he's seen the reception the album has been getting. I feel like it would be kind of impossible to ignore it. Also, Live Life Fast did 62K first week, which is very underwhelming considering the circumstances at hand. Those circumstances being, number one, Please Excuse Me pushed 100K first week, and that was obviously back in 2019. Number two, Roddy Ricch is a way bigger artist than he was back then, so 62,000 is not something he should be doing. Number three, he was gone for over 2 years, so a lot of anticipation built up, but despite that, he only sold 62K first week. These numbers are obviously beyond underwhelming. On top of that, as an example, Polo G with the Hall of Fame Deluxe sold 78K first week, so Roddy, who had one of the biggest songs for a year straight in the country, got outsold by Polo's Deluxe that had zero promotion. I mean, there was hype surrounding Polo's Deluxe and it did have some promotion, but the anticipation for Roddy's next drop, which ended up being Live Life Fast, obviously beats Polo's Deluxe in terms of that. I don't know what to say though, man. You guys know I've been a huge advocate of Roddy Ricch since day one. The amount of people I've put onto his music, subscribers, friends, I mean, it's crazy. I always felt like there was something different about Roddy when he first came out, and that obviously ended up being true. He has 3 really great projects under his belt, so let's not forget that. However, it is concerning to see that Live Life Fast is what we get after all this time, after 2 years, at the height of his success. This album was supposed to be the one that cemented his name in the rap game for an eternity. It instead ended up being the one that just disappointed us all. Roddy Ricch, you need to get in your bag, bro. For that next drop, you need to make sure that shit is A1. It needs to be fire for you to redeem yourself. Judging from that tweet he put up, it seems like he's up for the task. With that being said, Live Life Fast might have failed, but that obviously doesn't mean that Roddy Ricch is going anywhere. It just means that he dropped an album that wasn't it, okay? It wasn't good. Hopefully he looks at the reception the album received as constructive criticism rather than hate. At the end of the day, man, do not get it twisted. Roddy Ricch is still one of my favorites out here, and that's why I want to see him succeed. There you have it. But yeah, Why Live Life Fast by Roddy Ricch failed. Any thoughts on this entire conversation? Have you guys checked out Live Life Fast by Roddy Ricch? It of course dropped on the 17th of December, so about 2 weeks ago. Have you listened to it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? What did you think about it? I wanted to take my time with this video, by the way, so hope you guys didn't mind the wait. Anyway, Live Life Fast, what do you think about it? Definitely let me know in the comment section below, and let's have a discussion about this.